Okay.
Oh, you didn't even give me a warning.
What
We're like,
you?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. My bad for being late.
No, I. Oh my goodness. All right, all right. My bad. My bad. I thought you wanted me to start the stream immediately, but here we are. Okay,
We're
boom,
ready. We're
bop, bing. It's episode 89, 11 to until we reach episode 100, um, which is insane. Um, but thank you all for joining us for another episode of Office Hours. Um, my name's Sto, Nora's that way, and we do these mental health episodes every so often. Honestly, we kind of got away from it, and we had kind of talked about that during our retreat, where we discuss things where we can make sure that we're doing the right things as we move forward. And more of these, and so we're doing a Housewives episode. I'm just gonna like yes intro stuff like that. Seriously, leave the thumbs up button to make sure that we're getting to more people in the algorithm and stuff like that. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're at 705 subscribers. Like you gotta be like I didn't even think that 100 people were gonna show up. So to have 7 times that is a lot. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And I'm just gonna here we go. Hail Mary question. Why do we watch shows like Housewives?
That's actually a great question. For many reasons. I think for me, like I find the discussions that it sparks really interesting. And so we might not be able to talk about like mental health, but when we see how Mia treats Gordon, it oh, did I just jump right into how I feel about things? But like or like it gives us a way to there's these theoretical concepts that maybe seem distant or not applicable and then we get to see it play out in people that we have strong feelings about, whether we like them or dislike them. And so I think it helps us have these conversations so I think that's interesting. I think we are just curious as human beings. We're curious about how people live and curious about how like relationships, and we watch so that we can this is actually a psychological thing. When there's like an accident and people slow down to watch evolution, like the neurology behind it or whatever is that we're kind of conditioned to see what's happening so that we are like, well, how do I prevent that from happening to me? And I think in some ways, like reality TV is the same thing, where we see what's happening to other people to think about like, oh, so that shouldn't happen to me, or how I can avoid this, or I don't want to be like that, or I want to be like this. Um, and I also think that people are really, really lonely and disconnected from one another. And this happens with reality TV. And it also happens with like our favorite comfort sitcoms. Like, why do people keep watching The Office over and over and over again? Because you feel like those are your friends and you feel like you get the same kind of feel good feelings. And so I think in some ways, like reality TV plays that, you've like seen some of these people for 10 years. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of reasons, and maybe it's escapism, it's enjoyment. Like those are all valid. I don't know. Still, like, why do you watch it?
No, I everything that you're saying makes sense. And like even for me, like I think um I think I really dived in like when the pandemic happened and stuff like that. Like I had watched I think Atlanta beforehand or pieces of Atlanta beforehand and whatnot, but like I don't know, Potomac just kind of took over. And I think there is something to be said about like you said, like the problems that we see in real life sometimes are coming out through these other um figures and whatnot. And so and it's weird because to an extent, like yes, I for some of them I'm like, yes, I'm rooting for you, stop fucking up. But um for others, like a Mia, it's just like, yo, like wow, there are actually people out here that exist like this. And so it's interesting to have to I mean, I don't know. I don't know how everybody else watches Housewives, but I'm definitely the type of person that's like, what? Like I'm talking at the TV as this stuff is happening. And so seeing it in real time, like it is interesting. And it allows us to, I think, to an extent, kind of put some of the frustrations maybe that we see in daily life towards people that are exponentially, I guess, like doubling down on some of those behaviors and whatnot.
Should we start talking? So we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac first. We might get to some other episodes, but I think for me, the season of Potomac was really kind of uncomfortable to watch for two really main reasons. And one was the way that Karen's DUI was like, everyone was just delusional. Like Karen was delusional, everyone was delusional, and they just kept, well, we're just going to pray for you. You were a drunk driver. Like what other side? And so like I thought that there was so much enabling and kind of like not taking that. It was just really uncomfortable to watch. And then what Mia was doing in the way that I think she was really like stigmatizing his mental health and using it, and a lot of other things about Mia. But so I don't know, that's kind of what's been fresh on my mind. But I will say I liked seeing a happy, relaxed Giselle. I will say that she's much better without, like, separated from Robin. Watching her like ease up and like relax has been really nice. I miss Candace. I don't miss Robin. I know you like Robin. I know you don't like Candace, but I do.
No. It's a crossroads. I'll take, like, when it comes to Candace versus Monique, I'm team Monique. But like, I think Candace, first off, the show's not the same without her. Like,
and Stacey. Sorry, I completely forgot Stacey. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about her in a bit, because I'm actually extremely curious about your opinions about whatever that was. But I think
so much to talk about.
Yeah, I Candace's energy, I think, is missed for real, and her calling people out, like, while I never thought it was in the best way, and like there's ways to maneuver around that, like, I get it. And so I don't miss Robin, mostly because if we really get to brass tacks, it's just like literally the whole BS with Juan. Like, do you have a story or a personality outside of that? We're not seeing that on TV. I'll leave that there. And so, like, I don't know. Once that was done, like, okay, get her out of here. I agree with you on Giselle. It's just another one of those, like, okay, like, what, you don't have a story, so what are we doing here? And it just it boosts the whole, like, you needed other people to kind of leech off of to kind of get a story off.
I don't believe this thing that every housewife has to have a story, because I also think that sometimes creates a culture where people are like making up story. Like, then it's not as authentic as we know that reality TV isn't real, but there's a degree of authenticity that we expect. So I don't know that there needs to be a story, as long as you're contributing to the group in some way. Like, what's the role? Like, what are you, bring something. And I think this season, Giselle was bringing, like, I mean, I don't know what she was bringing. I don't know that she needs a story, but
she had a role.
She had a role. Yeah, she had a role. And it was actually really nice to watch her, like, apologize and build healthier relationships. It was nice to watch her and Wendy make up, because I think Wendy has gotten a bad rap in a lot of ways. So yeah, like, I don't know that people need a story, as long as they show up and are themselves and like contribute. Because I don't think Kiara had a strong story, but I really like her. And did your eyes just gloss over?
I love her to death. I really do. But what are we doing?
Okay.
What are we doing?
You know why one of the reasons I really love Housewives is, and this happens across franchises, like, someone comes in and they're like, my husband, my boyfriend is the greatest thing ever. And then we catch that man on camera. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, he is terrible. He is
garbage.
Despicable. He is
garbage.
In 1492. Like, and And then
Did you say 1492?
was Kiara's man, like, did he not just want her to be barefoot?
Oh, 100%. Oh,
like, you didn't make me a meal. Oh, you're just having feelings. Like, the fuck? There was one scene in particular where she was like really trying to talk to him, and he just like dismissed her
at that last dinner.
She was like, "You're dismissing my feelings," and he was like,
He's
"No,
like, I'm not doing that. Don't do that."
And it was literally what he was doing. So, one of the things I love about Housewives is the ways that we get to understand healthy and unhealthy relationships and get to like again have these conversations. And then I'm always hoping for the women that like you're seeing how much better you deserve than this, which also was a really nice thing to watch this season. Like whether or not I like Ashley, whether or not like when Stacey, like they all sat Stacey down and we're like, you're about to go through a divorce and we're going to like school you on this thing, whether you're prepared or not, whether we like you or not, whether like, and so that was also really nice to see that irregardless of their personal feelings, the way that they all kind of showed up in that moment.
Right.
But I think, what's her name? Kiarna, right? Kiarna.
Yeah, Kiarna.
I think she will come back and be a great housewife in the future.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a rough season because she was trying to protect Greg and he didn't want to be on camera.
I agree with that 100%, like 200%. Like I don't know why you brought this man on camera to begin with, to be completely honest. And I'm not even, if you don't want to be on camera, that's one thing. I don't have a problem with, but his complete and just utter disrespect and just shut down on her where like there were events too where like she would be like, and it's like I didn't really get this at first, but it's like, yeah, if you're a housewife and you're on camera and you're doing that you're working. Sorry, bro. Like, sorry, I can't. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. He at best, if we really want to get into it, he's a 3 out of 10 at best, from a physical, like if he was a big buff ass, whatever the hell, blah, blah, blah. Like, sure, I get it. Like, I'll listen up. Sure, fine. But if you're going to literally be an UGG mug and literally be telling me what to do, yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, bro. And especially in her case, Kiarna, she's super attractive. She could do way better than whoever this Greg ass brother is. Like,
not just looks, right? Because we're not like shaming people for how they look.
Okay. Nora's not. I am. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Like, that's fine. If Nora doesn't want to do that, that's okay. But Greg is not a dude where it's like I'm going to give it all up and do whatever you say because you're that good looking. Sorry. And you're not bringing in that big of a bag either. So if you can't even come with a modicum of respect, So again, to be clear, Nora is not talking about physical features. I am.
Well, she's a full pack, right? Like she's smart, she's funny, she's cute, she has her shit together, she's successful. Like, right. What is he bringing to the table? And he really seems to think that because he's a man, he just needs to breathe and she's supposed to give everything. And I just want to highlight, hi, Sandroid. Sandroid said Giselle apologized. She did.
Right.
And it was really nice to see. Good Lord, so hot people can be monsters. Yes.
No. From the most superficial point, that's what I'm saying. But like, obviously, no one should be a monster.
So, all right. So we've talked about Kiarna. We can talk about Stacey. We can talk about, speaking of, never mind. That was going to be mean. We can talk about Mia. We could talk about Karen.
You barely talked about Mia. If I talk about Mia more, I'm going to blow a gasket.
This is my too long didn't read with Mia. I don't like the way that she's weaponized Gordon's illness and keeps using it as an excuse for her bad and irresponsible behavior. And I don't like that she's a liar. And I don't like that she doesn't take accountability for anything. And I think that's the short version of her. And I don't understand her relationship with Jacqueline at all. and why Jacqueline is like so defensive and protective of her. Like,
Oh my
like
god.
Mia doesn't fuck with you. Like she disrespect, and Jacqueline's like Mia's like, and I just not, you know, like not to, I'm not a therapist, I'm not there, but like they just seem so trauma bound. Like, did y'all kill a body together? Like, what is this? Because it doesn't make sense in any way. Are you like, and then I was like, wait, are you Mia's girlfriend and Mia's gonna be jealous if you hook up with someone else? Like, and why are you and Ashley? That scene with her and Ashley kissing was like so scripted and
So
weird.
forced and bullshit.
Like Ashley, like you all have never talked to each other at all, and now Ashley wants to kiss you. Like weird. Yeah, okay, see. But I do hope that she gets checked for the way that she's weaponized Gordon's illness. And then when her kids go missing and she's just like chilling, like you're
And
fine.
then she, yeah. All I'm gonna put on top of that is like I don't like how she's used the kids throughout all of this, and it's just like they're not stupid. That's what breaks my heart the most. Is like Mia's really. It seems, and who knows? I don't really know how much Gordon's involved with this. Like I don't know what's going on, but like to have your kids on camera like this, saying what they were saying, excuse me, and where it's just like it's so obvious. It's like they get it. Like, do you really like Mia? And maybe who knows? Maybe Mia's playing it up for the camera. Maybe she's not as dumb as it seems on camera. But it's just like your kids know what's going on. They see it, and they're asking you the blatantly obvious questions that are like, throw us a bone, anything, literally anything, and you can't even do that. And it's not even just this season. I'm not even trying to go too deep into this, but it's the same thing she did with her mom when she arrived on the show to begin with. That was super messed up to me, like on multiple levels. And so it's just a pattern.
Yeah. She uses people to make herself. Yeah. I totally forgot about her mom, which is also kind of what she did with Jacqueline's first season, but Jacqueline has kind of managed to stick around.
Yeah. And what is your stance on Jacqueline at this point? Because I thought one way the first season she was there, and now I feel a completely different way.
I'm so confused by her. I don't know. I don't particularly like find her endearing. Like I could really take her or leave her. I don't know why. What did you think and what changed?
Well, I thought she had an argument when she arrived. And like, well, that's what I'm saying. I think that her and Mia were actual genuine friends at some point throughout all this. And whether or not it's fabricated for TV or whatever, that first season where she was on, it felt like it was all good. And then like they actually had kind of like a feud on television that was like for real. I actually think all of that was real. Like Jacqueline was actually hurt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this whatever happened in this previous season just seems very like, I don't know if it's scripted. I don't know if it's just we're trying to get on TV. I don't know if it's just like that and trying to go from friendo to actual cast member. But it's just, there was just so many moments where it's just like, wait, what are you actually? And again, the whole stuff with Ashley, like that was it. That was it for me. Because that was so forced. Like you didn't have to do that.
Well, and then it was strange. So like all season, right? They had a couple seasons ago, they had that big blowout. Mia put all of her business out there, like da 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 da, and then they made up. And then this whole season, we see Jacqueline like essentially like being Mia's mom. Okay, I'll take care of this. I'll call this. I'll do this for you. Like being Mia's mom. And then there's that scene with Ashley that was scripted, but also the narrative of like, Mia's going to get mad if I kiss another girl. Like, is Mia, but you're also like in this homophobic, like not admitting that you and Mia are kissing. No one gives a shit. Like, but be honest about it. And then what was really weird to me was during the reunion when Mia like storms off and Jacqueline didn't even bat an eye. Everything we saw from her all season, she would have defended Mia. She would have ran after Mia. And Jacqueline just
she was still on the couch.
Yeah, she just sat there on the couch, like, it was as if
Oh,
like, disappeared and people forgot that she was there. And so
I
that
forgot.
and I was like, something like, did something happen that we didn't see? Or are y'all on the outside? Like, what happened? Because
Dang.
that was so uncharacteristic of everything that we'd seen in their relationship up until that point.
I completely forgot all the fact that like Mia just stormed off and Jacqueline didn't come out because and that just she coming for that casting spot. Like I don't know. That's really interesting. My God, we're already 20 minutes in somehow. We've just been blabbering. But hey,
What?
I was
Subscribe. If you're still watching this far into us talking about Housewives, hit the
we
like,
actually really appreciate
subscribe.
it. Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I know that we have people who like these episodes more than some of our other episodes. So here's your like office hours teaching moment. It doesn't always have to be about the music. Be yourself, have other interests, talk to your audience about that kind of stuff. Shit, like sometimes it's honestly like it's hard to get on office hours sometimes and Sto and I to do this, but I'm like, if nothing else, Sto and I get to talk about Housewives. And so these episodes are for my mental health, are like, it's fun for us to do these. So hit a like, hit a subscribe, drop some comments about your Housewives opinions or your reality TV opinions. Because, you know, this is all for the community. And then we'll come back in 2 weeks with more actual business, music, entertainment topics. Do you think that? Okay, my last Mia question, and I want to talk about Stacey.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
Mia
yeah.
back? Should Mia come back?
I don't okay. Okay, if I'm as a just regular ass viewer, no, I don't want her back.
Yeah.
But like it's at this point, at least to me, especially as someone like I watch more Bravo than I'd like to admit. And like Andy knows what he's doing with Mia. And like knows that like I'll be surprised if he likes Mia, but
He does.
he
I don't.
knows that yeah, but I think he knows that like the hate watching or whatever. And it's like I can attach myself to a Potomac housewife, like whatever. There's always a story I can always be like, oh, I'm rooting for you, whatever. But it's just like he knows that you know the subreddits and social media and all that other stuff goes up with when Mia is doing all this wild stuff. And she was doing some interview a couple weeks back, just saying like, "Hey, like, who do you want to see come back and all this stuff?" And it's just like that's one of those things where Andy swoops in, and is like, "Why are you even talking about that? Don't talk like that. Like, stop that. Nah, don't be talking about other people and bringing them in because that's not happening. And you're about to be out next if you keep talking like that. How about that?" That's Andy Cohen, I feel like, to me.
I don't really pay a lot of attention to that, like the production-y stuff of it, but Reddit seems to think that Mia wants to join Atlanta Housewives, and that's never going to happen.
Because she said that. Okay, because it was an interview clip. She like I can't remember who was talking to her, but like they asked her like, "Hey, what franchise do you think you'd want to be on?" And like, "I want to be on Atlanta." It's just like you're gonna ruin that next. Like no, like there's no way.
I don't like her. I don't want her to come back. She's uncomfortable. There was one. What season was it? Orange County. Who was the girl that was? It wasn't Potomac, but she was married to Sweet James. Was it Beverly Hills or Orange County or like it was one of those. Anyways, there's sometimes they have housewives that are so cringy and so like I can't even watch their seasons. And Mia is entering that territory.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Stacey. Sweet Stacey.
Let's because oh my goodness. To me, it's like it's another Kiarna situation. It's like, girl. Now, I'm curious. Let's see what that education's looking like, because sometimes she be saying things that I'm just like, girl, what?
You think that's real? I think she's so
I have
much.
no idea.
I think she's like smarter than she comes off. And I think it's all like I just feel like it's all like an act.
I can't tell because if it is an act, she actually is the best actor that I've seen as a housewife because she does a really good job of like because it could go either way. I really am 50-50 because sometimes I'm just like, wait, are you really saying that on national television? And it's just like, maybe it is just saying like you're aloof or whatever. And if so, get the bag, do what you got to do, honey. Like, I get it. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's another Ugg mug situation.
What's Ugg mug?
Brother's not.
Oh.
You know what? He's in. Come on. Come on. Like, I have no place to talk, but come on. What are we even talking about?
I would give Stacey another season because she wasn't.
Wait, you would or wouldn't?
I would because she wasn't insufferable the way like Mia was insufferable.
Right. I agree.
Also, I keep forgetting that they had like 27 other friends that I was like, I can't keep track of all of you.
And half of them like didn't even make it through the season.
Yeah,
Some
like
just disappeared halfway through.
So I would give her another season. I think I don't know. Because I'm also, when TJ was making her pizza and he was like, and I was like, all right, here's like, you just put a frozen pizza in the oven and then it felt like I was watching like The Emperor's New Clothes, and he just kept trying to convince her that this was some like fancy romantic thing. And all he did was take the cheap ass pizza and put it in the oven, and not even like, bro, you didn't even make a side salad. You didn't even like, I don't understand. And so
you didn't even pretend to grab a pizza crust.
It was so corny. It was just and then he was also so disrespectful to her on camera, and the way that he talked to her and like the way that he
times.
To her. So I was like, if you're paying this man, that's what you're paying for? If you're
paying this man, I want a refund.
Yeah,
I want a refund.
And if you're not paying this man, which it wouldn't surprise me that he lied. Like, I'm not saying we believe TJ, but like, I don't know. I think I'm just stuck on how corny and weird that whole situation was.
Well, he never came out because that's the thing. After the reunion was done, he came out and was like, "Oh, I have all these things that I can too." And still to this day, nothing has been pulled up. So it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's too corny for me. I don't like if this was okay, like you just said, if Mia paid him, I need a refund and very quickly because you were a very bad actor and you scuffed the whole thing. If this was for real, I'm done with you forever because you're a scumbag. And there were just so many times, like whether it was the first event that she brought him to, where he was like, "Well, you're talking to all these other people. How come you're not talking to me?"
It was but the way he talked to her, like it wasn't even that he said that, but the way that he was like, don't.
Oh,
like,
I'm pretty sure he said strike one or something like that, like something along those lines. And it's just like, oh, okay. After that, even at the end of when they're doing the dog event, Stacey comes in with like, listen, we got to do what we got to do with our wigs. I get it. But the fact that this man came in was just like, I don't know. It's like, what? You can't even have my back for 5 seconds.
Right.
Get him out of here. I better not. If he comes back, I better not see him come back. Period.
The whole best part of that situation was actually Eddie coming out on the couch and Wendy being just coming out and then Wendy being like, boom, like, and I will say, like, out of all the couples in the beginning, I thought Wendy and Eddie together felt so like she was really trying to like be a little controlling and like, but as they've been on the show more, I think they're really cute. Like their dynamic feels like they're really.
Put on my Happy Eddie hoodie. Put on my hoodie and grab my lighter.
I feel like they're good partners, and that's really fun. That's really fun to watch. We're not even going to. I know we're coming up on 30 minutes. We're not even going to talk about Karen, who is just so irresponsible and everybody
How do
should
we
have.
avoid all of that? How do we not talk about Karen in 30 minutes?
Karen, who was like, the truth will come out.
Do you know who I am?
The fuck out of here. Okay, last question. Maybe the most important question.
Oh, uh-oh.
You're sitting, you're working, you get a client inquiry. Someone wants you to help them with their album rollout. It's Ashley Darby.
Oh, no! We're gonna say Karen.
What do you do? No, I would work with Candace. Can sing. Oh my God, Candace can sing. Candace can dance. Candace can sing. Candace is. This is Sto had to mute himself.
My God. Oh, okay. I did not think you were gonna say Ashley Darby.
What's the song?
Okay.
Surviving and survive.
Oh. Okay, wait, real quick on Ashley Darby. I completely forgot. Before, they were auto-tuning her, for sure. They let her just hit that mic raw this season, and it was not good.
Yeah, that's when you know production is on your side and you're like,
exactly.
Looking out for the fans.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, damn, production didn't turn on Ashley. That sucks. If Ashley Darby hit me up with an inquiry, if it's anything but writing, I'm not doing it.
She'd give you TikTok exposure with her TikTok dances.
No. I didn't even. Oh, no. Her TikTok. No. Watching her film that stuff is wild enough. Nah, I'm all right. I'll write a bio for you. I'll write a press release. If you think I'm doing consulting with that weak ass voice, I'm out of there.
Okay, just making sure we were on the same page.
What am I supposed to do? I can't save you from your bad voice.
No, she needs vocal. Anyways, good for her. Thank you all for hanging out with us on this mental health episode of Office Hours with Nora and Sto, where we've talked about Real Housewives of Potomac. As always, we're here to support you with your creative entrepreneurship, and joy and fun and play and nonsense is part of that. So please take some time to rest, to take a break, to not think about all the work. There's so much happening in the world. And as much as I hope you're fighting and resisting and building community, I hope you're also resting and decompressing. And, we need both of it because we need y'all. We need you all. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet and you've made it this far, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow me and Sto on Instagram and Blue Sky and our newsletters and all the places where we continue to provide information, because we want to make things accessible for you all so you could be successful, so you don't have careers like Ashley Darby singing terribly. It's fine. That's not her talent. Her talent is being a housewife, and she's been good at it for a few seasons. That's all for me. Sto.
No, that was perfect. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're 11 episodes away from episode 100. We appreciate all 705 of you that have subscribed to the channel. Didn't spreadsheet beforehand, completely forgot. I have no idea what's coming up, but keep it locked to the community page, and we'll make sure that you understand. I'm slowing down my speech because it seems like Nora's looking up the episode really quick.
And it is so many platforms, navigating new apps.
Perfect. So we hope you'll join us in 2 weeks for episode 90, where we talk about all the plethora of platforms that are out there. We know it's frustrating. We know it's hard. We're going to help you sift through all the mess and make sure that you are out here using the platforms that are best for you. This is the longest. Oh, okay. Hold up. We're gonna put up this last comment. Sandra, thank you. We sometimes I be feeling, I ain't gonna front, I be feeling weird doing these episodes because I'm never sure how it's gonna hit. But like just talking about it naturally and organically helps a lot, and getting comments like this does help a lot.
And if you want to share this and tag the Housewives, tag Andy Cohen. Sto and I have like a pipe dream to go to BravoCon one of these years. So, shoot a shot. What do we have to lose?
Right. If Steph Curry can hit 4,000 threes, I'm sure we can hit at least one. All right. We're out of here. We'll talk to y'all soon. Episode 90.